I spent 4 hours trying to build a simple website using cursor and vibe coding, but I almost gave up after several different errors before I finally got something that barely worked. If you think you can just jump into vibe coding and build a professional website without any coding experience, this video will save you hours of frustration. So we're gonna jump right into Cursor. Now, if you don't know, Cursor is an IDE, which is primarily used for traditional development. It has AI built right in to help with code completion. But unlike traditional IDEs, Cursor takes this a step further. It also has an AI agent built in that can actually complete the full project. So it can generate all of the code, install any of the necessary packages, and in theory, you can go from prompt to product. Now, it is important to understand the pricing. The model is very simple. It just uses a credit-based system where essentially every time you ask AI to do something, it will cost you 1 credit. This challenge, what we're gonna do is try to build a website for a landscaping business. But to start, I'm gonna show you how to get set up. It's very simple. All you need to do is sign up, download, and install Cursor. Now let's do a quick view of the interface. You have your project structure on the left side. All of the code that you would have would be right in the middle. And on the right-hand side is where your agent is. Now, if you're vibe coding, you're probably gonna spend most of your time on the right-hand side. Now we're gonna jump into ChatGPT, and we want ChatGPT to help us to generate a requirements document. This is a document that is common in software development. It essentially outlines everything that we would like to see, and it helps to ensure that whatever we're building is meeting the minimum requirements. This is the best way to make sure we cover all of our bases with this AI agent. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this prompt. Now, ChatGPT has generated us a pretty good requirements prompt, and we're gonna copy that and paste it straight into Cursor AI. Cursor is gonna set up the entire project. It's gonna create all of the files, and it's even going to write all of the code based on our requirements. It'll also install most of the dependencies. Now, there are cases where you might actually have to install a few things on your own, but the good thing is Cursor will actually tell you exactly how to do that. So I wouldn't worry too much. If you follow the instructions, it's pretty straightforward. Now, remember, every time we put in a prompt, it's going to cost us 1 credit, and based on the plan that I select, which is the base plan, I have about 500 fast requests. But we also have something called the slow requests, and we get an unlimited amount of them. So you don't have to worry that you're going to necessarily run out. It just might take you a little bit longer to finish your application if you burn through all of your 5 credits in the month. So the cost for each message for a fast credit is about 4 cents. And, in theory, if you get a full-fledged app, that's pretty affordable. Now that our project's all set up, we're gonna see what did it build. So the first design, it's really basic. It kind of looks more like a wireframe. It's definitely nothing I would go to a client, and I wouldn't try to sell anything that looks like this. This is, honestly, you could probably do better with just buying a template. So it's pretty basic. Now, this really isn't impressive at all, but there's a feature I heard could change everything. We gave AI a simple prompt, but what if we could give it an example of a website that we're trying to mimic? Well, I'm about to show you exactly how to do that. So let's take this website as an example. It's got some nice animations, pretty clean design, and I think it would match our ideal customer. So it's very simple. All we need to do is take a screenshot of this website that we're calling our inspiration. And all we need to do is bring this into Cursor AI and ask the agent to use this website as inspiration. So, honestly, this is great in theory, but creates a few problems. Let's take a look at what it did. So it did make some animations, but it missed some of the information, and it didn't create any placeholder images. So again, I'm not really impressed with what it's coming with. So now we got to start thinking through this problem. Let's see how we can fix this. The first thing we need to do is let's see if we can get some images on the screen. So we're going to add a prompt and hope that it's able to either pull some stock images or something, just placeholders, so that way we can have something to work with. Okay, so that looks like it's starting to work. And now what we're going to do is we're going to ask it to add an image to the hero section. The hero section is just the top section of your website. It usually has some kind of call to action. It's something that grabs a visitor's attention, and it usually directs allows them to either learn more or go deeper within the site. Okay, so let's see. Now we got more images, but the hero section still isn't working right. It seems like Cursor isn't remembering the full prompt because we asked it to add images to the hero section and to the rest of the website. So we're gonna try this again. Okay, so now it looks like we have a background image, but all of the text in the hero section is missing, and the images, it's not really working. So as you can see, this is showing something that's really important. I tried to ask it to do more than one thing at once, and it gets a little bit confused. So we have to break down our problems into just one thing at a time. This might cost you more credits in the short run, but in the long run, you'll save because you won't have to continuously do rework. So I spent a lot of time trying to get something that was functional. Now for this, I could have coded it myself, but the whole idea was, can we use just the AI agent to make a full website? Let's pretend I didn't have the coding skills. Would I be able to actually get something that was functional? And every time I asked it to do something else broke. So that led to a big problem, and I had to break one of my rules. I had to use some of my coding abilities to see if I could just figure out what the problem was and then just kind of guide it. So I had to look at the code, found out where the error was, and then I just said, Cursor, can you fix this problem? Here's where the issue is. Can you fix it? Now I'm imagining if I had absolutely no experience, what would I actually have done? What would I do? And really, I honestly think so far it would be very difficult if you have absolutely no knowledge to use Cursor to build a full-fledged website. So I said, you know what? Let me just get something that's kind of functional, and then we'll take a look. So as you can see, it's a fairly basic website. There's still some formatting issues, but we were able to get some of the animations to work, which is kind of neat. So while I consider this a failure, I still think it is pretty impressive what Cursor is able to do. And again, we're really still only in the early stages of this. I can only imagine in 6 months, a year, what this will look like. So while the hype is that everything can be built in a few prompts, I really don't believe that these products are going to be replacing developers. Using AI tools, it really empowers somebody with a business idea to be able to test something quick to see if maybe it's worth investing in. And with the right skills, I honestly believe that using AI is really going to help to speed up your workflow. You'll be able to get more done faster. So while I think this is a failure, I think the right approach is learning some of those base skills so that you can use AI and other tools more effectively. So now if you want to learn the skills and how to use AI, then you can click right